powerful people. This is Ro-Lunda Jackson, the Empowerment Advocate, coming to you with episode 15 of the Wise Wednesday Empowerment Moment. And our topic today is entitled, The Relationship with Yourself. Do you believe in you? This show is brought to you by Project Infinity 5000, which is, we are looking to build a network of 5,000 plus business partners across the U.S. with the mission of help. All right. Sorry for the interruption. Bad connection. Nevertheless, this episode is brought to you by Project Infinity 5000, where we are looking to where we are in the process of building a network of 5,000 plus business partners across the U.S. with the mission of helping 250,000 plus families build financial legacies. You can do this if you are interested in learning how to partner with us and how we are empowering these families to create financial legacies. You can comment below or inbox me, or you can reach me on my Facebook page, Empowerment Advocate, or you can send me a text message at 210-672-7500. Again, that number is 210-672-7500. And right now you can partner with us for the low enrollment fee of $19.95 with a monthly maintenance investment of $34.95. That will not last very long. So if you're seeing this about 2 days from now and after, it will not be $19.95 and $34.95 a month. I'm telling you now. So if you want to learn how you can earn while helping these families create legacies and create a stream of income for yourself, this may be for you. We're talking about credit restoration. We're talking about building your credit score. We're talking about giving yourself a pay raise on your job if you have a job. We're talking about tapping into the 475 plus business deductions allowable to business owners, home-based business owners. We're talking about personal growth. We're talking about self-development. We're talking about investing like a professional on a wholesale level. We're talking about passive income. We're talking about residual income. We're talking about upfront money. We're talking about right now money. We're talking about getting your financial situation to a point to where you can go to sleep in peace and wake up in peace, at least when it comes to your finances. All right. So if this is something that you are wanting to do or interested in, I am encouraging you to lock yourself in now, because it will not be at this cost for long. It will not be at this cost for long. Limited time. So don't think too long. Don't think too hard. Make a move. Make it quick. If it doesn't work out for you, let the government pay for it. Okay. All right. So let's move on to our topic for today. And I have to say that this topic is going to be somewhat of a transparency of myself on today, because like most people, we are all dealing with something. So that's where the topic, the relationship with yourself. What kind of relationship do you have with yourself? With yourself. Are you loving on yourself? Are you holding yourself back? Are you doubting yourself? Do you not believe in yourself? What's going on with your relationship with you? With yourself. You and yourself. Like you would say, me, myself, and I. So give me just a quick moment so I can share this before I get into it here. Just want to make sure that I share this with whomever. In the meantime, do like my business page on Facebook, Empowerment Advocate. If you're on this live feed, you're on my page. Okay, but if you have not liked it, share this with your friends. Share this with your friends. If you find value in this, share this with your friends. And like my YouTube channel, Empowerment Advocate. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Empowerment Advocate. I upload every one of these episodes to my YouTube channel, and as well, so you can go back and look at all the episodes from episode 1 up till last week. And this one will be uploaded here within 24 hours after completing it. So it will be available. Leave a comment. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. All right, there we go. Sometimes you have to get quiet to think, right? It happens. Okay. Let me tell my, okay. And post. I always make slight upgrades or changes, if you will, edits to the feed after it's complete. So just want to invite some folks. Please share, please share, please share. Please comment. Let me know where you're peeking in from. I like to say peeking in. I appreciate you peeking in on today. So we're gonna jump into the topic here. Your relationship with yourself. Do you believe in you? I woke up this morning with some thoughts, and honestly, about right around 2 o'clock this morning, I was still awake. I was still up, just thinking about some things, and it dawned on me. I was like, oh man, I said I have the Wise Wednesday empowerment moment in the morning, and I really didn't have a particular topic, but as I woke up and was having a conversation with my husband, I had to engage him in conversation. Thus, the outcome of that conversation is the topic for this morning. And I was sharing that I had attended a real estate workshop mid-May down in Austin, Texas, and the presenter that was conducting the workshop, we got into the latter part, to the last day, as a matter of fact, which happened to be my birthday. And it was more so about personal growth and self-development. And he began to share some books that he had read, and was sharing the content of one of them. I don't recall what the name of the book at this moment, but I did document it in my notes. So if you want to know what the book is, I'll put it in there anyway. And it was talking about how the mind works from a particular perspective. Now, I'm not a professional, nothing like that, and he did profess to be a professional, but it was based on his reading and his understanding of what he had read. And the night before, as I was preparing myself to take part in the last day of this workshop and everything, I questioned myself as to why it seemed that I was engaging in self-sabotage. That's what I termed it. That's what I recognized it to be, was self-sabotage. And I was like, why? Because when I think back to when I was 14 years old, and I was in 1986, I recall having a dream, or I guess a vision. A vision is you're wide awake and you can just see whatever it is. And My mom had put me on punishment because I did not follow through with my responsibilities as far as my chores around the house and stuff like that. Couldn't stand doing the kitchen. Nevertheless, the result of that, I was on restriction for the summer, and that included her removing my television from my room and my boom box. I like to watch TV, of course, and I love music. I love to listen to music, and I love to do a little singing here and there. And so, but she removed those things from me. But what she left me with was, hey, Brisha, what she left me with was paper and something to write with. And I've shared this story a few times. Paper and something to write with. And so I like to write and I like to read as well. So thus all of the books and stuff that I have on my bookshelf over here on this side and on this side and in my bedroom and in my garage, and I just have books everywhere. And so so I just wrote and I read, and I think I read every book that was in my room at that time. And so I just started reading them again. And so when I would write, I was able to imagine and dream and think about things that I wanted to do in life. However, those things, those big dreams and those big ideas and all of that, my surroundings was not conducive to what I was thinking and what I was dreaming and what I was receiving as seeds planted. And so I've been taught and been molded to stay in the box. Don't rock the boat. Don't make any waves. And things of that sort. If you feel me, give me a thumbs up or say that you feeling me. And so a lot of how we are as adults is based on the moldings that we received as in our childhood. And so I believe I have done my best not to encapsulate my children inside of a box. If they had an idea, as long as it was legal, moral, and ethical now. Those are the only 3 stipulations. It has to be legal, it has to be moral, and it has to be ethical. As long as it fit those criteria, I encourage them to do whatever it is that they wanted to do. If it was available to be edited a little bit, then I would offer that as well. And I did my best to give them all aspects of what it is that they wanted to do, or what they were thinking, how they were feeling, give them all aspects from different perspectives. And why maybe I have done some things that I have done as a parent, as a mom. And so in talking with my husband this morning, I was sharing with him this book that I'm reading right now. I'll show it to you in a moment. And it was introduced to me at that workshop, at that real estate workshop. And I had went to the presenter on the last day, and after he had shared the readings of this particular book that I don't remember the name of at this moment, and he said how the brain works is it's designed to protect us. So when we come up to something that we've never done, or we've never seen before, or we've never experienced, our mind is like, stay safe. Stay safe. It's automatic. Just stay safe. Stay safe. But when I think about successful people out there in society, and I'm like, did they stay safe? So somehow or another, they broke through that barrier of thinking that's automatic when we come upon an experience that we've never had before. And so I told him, I said, that was such an epiphany to me, because I was thinking that I was off, that I, that I was hurting myself. I felt like I was hurting myself because I know what I want to do. I know what I want to accomplish, but I got this molding over here. I got this box over here that's like, it has this entity in it that's like keeping me in there, and I don't want to stay in there because it is so much more to offer outside of the box. Inside of the box, you don't grow. You can only grow so far. You can only grow so much, and then afterwards, it's like you begin to become stagnant. You begin to die off. I didn't want that. I didn't want that. And I know. I'm not saying I knew. I know that I have a greater purpose in this life. So when I had expressed that to him, he was like, there's a book that specifically addresses that. And I was like, please tell me what it is, so I can begin to understand why this is so prevalent with me right now. And this is the book. It's called The Big Leap. I know it's backwards on the video, but it's called The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. And it says, conquer your hidden fear and take life to the next level. And my husband made a comment to me. Of course, this was as we're waking up, and I was sitting on the side of the bed, and I pulled my nightshirt down, to cover myself, be respectable, because we're having a respectable conversation, of course. And so he's like, it's just in you to do that. And I say, I said, when I think about covering up, I think about in the Garden of Eden, when Adam and Eve realized that they had sinned, that they at that time realized that they were naked, and so they covered themselves up. I said, because God created them, and they were, for all intents and purposes, in their birthday suits. They were in their birthday clothing. They were in their birth clothes, if you will. And there was no shame. They were comfortable and peaceable and everything. But once sin came in, then they realized that they were uncovered. And so they automatically began to feel uncomfortable. And so it's uncomfortable for me to not be covered properly. And so even in the presence of my husband. So, and then he made a statement shortly thereafter. He said, that is what women of character do. They cover themselves up properly. And so he had taken a break, and he had come back. And I said, you know what? I said, I related covering myself up properly with a negative connotation. I said, and you counteracted that with a positive connotation. And so and I said, so that lets you know the battle that the mind has at all times. And so in this book, the big leap, it says this is a spinoff from the other book that the gentleman was coming from, by the way. The Big Leap, it talks about it's a term used, and it's called the upper limit problem, where that is the thing or things or issues that you deal with that keep you from going to what he calls your zone of genius. And so your zone of genius, I relate that to what your ultimate purpose in life is. And so sometimes we stay in what he calls either our zone of competence, or our zone of excellence. So there could be some things that we are very good at. Let me use, for example, a sister friend of mine, and who's a hairstylist and a salon owner. And so she at one point in time we worked together, and so we were, for all intents and purposes, in our zone of competence. We understood what we needed to do in a salon. You know, we understood what somebody asked for when they wanted a service done and things of that nature. And then what I would give an example as the zone of excellence was she became I want to say a booth renter, but she had got her own space within a salon, got her own space, you know, I guess it was a booth renter, right? So she had moved from one place and went to another location. And so, but it was in her to be a salon owner. And so ultimately she became a salon owner. And so maybe at that point that was her zone of genius. But now that she's understanding more about being a business owner, an individual business owner, then her purpose has gotten greater. And so, and I have watched her, and she has moved from a zone of competence to a zone of excellence. And she is now taking the big leap into her zone of genius. I also related that to my husband, who's a truck driver. I said, honey, you know everything there is to know about driving a truck. A driver can come to you and ask you about any facet of driving, whether that be behind the wheel or behind the desk or in the dispatch office or loads at the warehouse, traveling, how to travel in what kind of weather, what you need to do, how you need to drive, how you need to brake, how you need to shift. I said, you've been a trainer, you've been an owner operator, you hit every facet of driving. I said, yet you still, I said, this is just an example, you still haven't hit your zone of genius when it comes to driving. Why I say that? I'm like, where's your trucking company? Where's your fleet of trucks? Where's your drivers? Where's your employees? Where's your company? I said, you know everything there is to know about it. You know how the industry is changing, and you know how it affects the drivers and how can it affect their income as well. Then you're looking at gas prices and you're looking at the cost of maintenance and so on and so forth about driving the truck. I said, yeah, that's just your zone of excellence. We have to take the big leap into the zone of genius. There's no reason why you shouldn't. I said, that's just an example. I'm not putting any pressure on you. Not put any pressure on you. But then I had to look at self. Looking at self. I said, I've been fighting with this for so long because I had to break away from the thinking that was molded for me in my childhood. And I said that again, I said in the beginning, what we deal with in our adult life has just about everything to do with how our childhood was. So things that we've gone through, things that we've experienced in our early adulthood and everything, all of our experiences have contributed, that's the word I'm looking for, have contributed to where our mindset is today. So it's I'm proud of myself, as I didn't think I would get through this without crying, because I'm a big crybaby too. I don't care. I can care less what you think about that. But so the relationship that you have with yourself, do you believe in you? You can do all of the necessary things that lead to success. But if you don't believe you're going to be successful, then it's not going to happen. That's a harsh reality. I was 30 years old when I realized that I really didn't have to answer to anybody. I didn't have to answer to my mother. I didn't have to answer to my relatives. The only one that I was accountable to was my husband and my children. My husband and my children. Everybody else, anybody else, didn't matter. It didn't matter. But I was raised to believe that it did matter. And it wasn't until I was pregnant with child number 4 at 30 years old that I realized, I had an epiphany. It was like, that don't even matter. Why does that carry weight with me right now? Why am I letting it? And so it was a great epiphany. And a harsh reality. Not that I was kicking anybody to the curb, but it's like, what you think doesn't matter. What you feel about it doesn't matter. What you say about it, it doesn't matter. Because even as I endeavor into my businesses, if you will, and I'm like, I understand family and friends is not going to be the ones that's going to be the biggest supporters. They're not going to be the ones that's going to help you reach your goals while you're helping them reach their goals. Understanding that if they don't reach their goals, then that's a reflection of you as their leader. I understand that. That's okay. It'll be perfect strangers. But when it's all said and done, family and friends is going to be, they're watching. I know they're watching. And so that's a big reason why I do this Wednesday spot. It's a big reason why I do this Wednesday spot. I was encouraged to do it by other business partners, people that I did not know prior to being in business like this. And so, and I do that as an accountability source for myself. And I do that because I felt for a long time that there was nothing that I had to share with anybody. But you know what? This is going to help somebody, whether it's tomorrow, whether it's next week, next month, next year, or 10 years, or 15, or 20 years down the line. So if you're catching it in the latter part, God bless you. I hope that it's helping you, because you can get through this. You can get through this. You can develop a relationship with yourself that is above and beyond. So when you get straight with yourself, then you can be straight with any and everybody else. When you believe in yourself, it doesn't matter if somebody else doesn't. It doesn't matter. When you are okay with who you are and where you are, it doesn't matter what other people think, say, or feel about it. It doesn't matter. As long as you are straight with God, if that is, oh my God, I cracked my thing. As long as you are straight with God and you are straight with who you are, and if you have a spouse, if you are in line with where y'all are going together, then that's the biggest thing right there. And that's the most peaceable place that you can be. Right now I'm in the most peaceable place that I could be because I'm in line with my spouse and I have the support. He supports me and I support him. When we struggle together. We don't struggle separate from one another. So, and I'm coming up on the end, coming to my close here. I want to be a good steward of my time, because that's what I said and that's what I was given to do. So, I hope that this was helpful to somebody. And if so, just let me know that. I appreciate that. If it didn't make sense, let me know that too. I'd be more than happy to go into further detail, because there's a lot more to this. But the main thing is love yourself and believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself, no matter what you've gone through, no matter what you have endured, no matter what your experiences have been. Believe in yourself. I tell my children all the time, life does not need any help being difficult. It's difficult all by itself. But if you just follow the principles of life, just like if you follow the principles of money, then things will be good for you. Not always easy, but you'll get through it. You will get through it. So that's all I have for today. That's all I have for today. Again, this show is brought to you by Project Infinity 5000, where we are building a network of 5,000 plus business partners across the U.S. with the mission of helping 250,000 plus families build financial legacies. We're showing them how to increase their cash flow, how to manage their cash flow, how to generate additional streams of income with business income, how to capitalize on that business income, how to become wholesale investors, how to clean up their credit, how to raise their credit score, personal growth, self-development. We have coaching, and we have mentoring, and we have a network of positive people, awesome people, like-minded people that are all striving to make it, to break the chains of bondage to their finances and to their thinking and everything. All of this is wrapped up in one package, and you can get started with this. You can partner with us for $19.95 initially and $34.95 a month, but it will not be like that next week. So lock yourself in now and take advantage of the benefits of this program. So that's all I have for today. Remember, please like my page on Facebook, Empowerment Advocate. Also, please subscribe to my channel on YouTube, Empowerment Advocate. I'm also on LinkedIn, I'm also on Instagram, and I'm also on Snapchat, if you will. So not as prevalent as I am Facebook, but I am there. So find me, if you will, and reach out to me, connect with me. Just love to be around good, like-minded individuals as well. So this is Ro-Lunda Jackson, the Empowerment Advocate, encouraging you to capture your vision, step into your purpose, walk in your greatness, and embrace your destiny. Until next time, you have a blessed day, because you absolutely deserve it. Bye-bye for now. Thank you so much for tuning in for our show on today. If you found value in today's empowerment moment, please like our page and share this video. Join us again next Wednesday, same place, same time. Bye-bye for now.